Well, good afternoon. I'm Wayne Miller, Executive Director of the Venture Center, and want to welcome you all to the 2020 ICBA ThinkTECH Accelerator Virtual Demo Day. It's an honor for the Venture Center to power the second iteration of the ICBA's ThinkTECH Accelerator. Doing this virtually is an extraordinary opportunity. As we all adapt in our current circumstances, we're grateful for the hundreds of people from all over the world who are joining us to see the great work of these entrepreneurs and their timely solutions for community banking. It's hard to believe that exactly a month ago, this team was presenting at the ICBA Live function, their national convention in Orlando. Certainly things have changed a lot since then. You know, typically I like to start by asking everyone to stand up and join me in giving the leadership of the ICBA and these FinTech founders a standing ovation for having the courage and the dedication to lead innovation for community banking into this new decade. While there is no need to stand, as we're a little unsure of what people might be wearing, let's take a minute and applaud them virtually, if you will. Thank you. You know, there are genuinely no limits to what these companies can do. And today we see their innovative approaches helping community banks navigate some really uncharted territory amid the COVID-19 crisis. In fact, many of these companies are offering aid to the nation's community banks in their COVID-19 relief efforts in the form of free services and also some accelerated deployments. So keep that in mind as we look at them today. Part of my job is to say thanks to so many who helped make this program happen. And I'd like to start by thanking both Governor Hutchinson and the Secretary of Commerce, Mike Preston, for their steadfast dedication to the growing of this technology sector in Arkansas. We're sorry that they could not join us today, but under the current circumstances, we certainly understand the challenges and commend them for their great leadership during these unusual times. You know, I also want to thank the ICBA leadership and the selection committee of 15 bankers who helped to ensure that the solutions you are going to see today are relevant to the challenges that they're experiencing at their banks. I always want to thank my team at the Venture Center. I think today demonstrates the true meaning of agile as we prepared for this virtual event. I also want to thank the Little Rock Regional Chamber, Right Lindsay Jennings, the CFO Network, Little Rock Tech Park. Thank you for your time, your expertise, your collaboration, and your sponsorship of the Venture Center. And finally, I want to thank the over 100 plus bankers and executive committee members, subject matter experts, and mentors, many who made the journey to Little Rock and literally made their mark helping these fintechs founders both shape, mold, and sculpt these solutions for community banks across our nation. You know, 2 years ago, we set out on a mission to help the ICBA and its members address the challenges in this ever-changing world of fintech. In spite of the COVID-19 crisis, today there are real threats to community banks. Non-bank challenges have altered customer expectations for service delivery in regard to speed and frictionless processes that require advanced technologies to implement. Younger populations who are simply not willing to tolerate antiquated processes and old technologies. And 32% of bankers surveyed said that their greatest threat to their independence was an inability to keep up with technology. But you know, we also know the community banks have great strengths. They have multi-generational relationships, many third and fourth generation. They are the pillars of their communities and they can influence change. And they also live on Main Street, just like the Venture Center, where brick and mortar really does matter. And today, we see the community banks as the lifeline for small businesses and employees during this health crisis with COVID-19. We are very grateful for our partnership that we enjoy with the ICBA. You know, Henry Ford said it best, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And I think we found that in this partnership and the collaboration that we have with so many. Shortly, you will see the evidence of how the ICBA and the Venture Center are working together to help community banks reinforce those strengths, tackle those challenges, and collectively help to mitigate the variety of threats they face today while continuing to leverage the greatest assets that they have to enhance the journey that their customers are demanding. Clearly, these are both challenging and extraordinary times. With that, I would like to ask you to please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Noah Wilcox, Chairman of the ICBA and Chairman and CEO of the President of Grand Rapids State Bank, who, by the way, did an extraordinary job yesterday on CNN, providing clarity to the President about the challenges community banks are facing distributing these emergency funds to small business. Noah, welcome. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Wayne, and hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. As Wayne mentioned, multi-generational bankers. I'm a proud fourth-generation community banker. ICBA's mission has been to create and promote an environment where community banks flourish. And as community bankers, we work to create and promote an environment where our communities and our customers flourish. That's why ICBA launched the ICBA ThinkTECH Accelerator program in partnership with the Venture Center and the state of Arkansas to help facilitate community banks and their collaboration with promising fintechs. So that community banks like mine, Grand Rapids State Bank in Minnesota, can continue to make a positive impact economically in the communities we serve day in and day out, especially during difficult times like these, when we're limited in our face-to-face interactions. As we adapt to serve under this new norm, we're relying on technology even more than ever to innovate, to be nimble, efficient, and serve the highly complex needs of our customers during their time of need. I want to thank our fantastic cohort for their offers of support to help community banks as they make it through this pandemic and as we endeavor to bring new solutions to market that create high-tech, high-touch customer experiences. I also want to acknowledge the work of our partner, the Venture Center, and the dozens of community bankers and industry stakeholders that traveled to Little Rock, Arkansas, some of whom are joining us here today. My wife, Julie, and I had the opportunity to travel down to the Venture Center and provide our input, and I can tell you that these innovators were receptive to our ideas and often spoke of its immeasurable benefit in helping them refine their offerings to address our unique community bank business needs. And finally, I'd like to extend a special thanks to the City of Little Rock and their Governor, Asa Hutchinson, Mayor Frank Scott, and Representative French Hill, who I can see here on my screen. And the business community of Arkansas for allowing us to be a part of your community and contribute to the state's innovation tradition by hosting ICBA and the ThinkTECH Accelerator program here for the past 2 years. It's truly been a team effort and a labor of love, and we're extremely proud of this program, as well as its efforts to foster community bank innovation, the results of which you will have on full display here today. Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Thanks, Noah. Really appreciate you being a part of this and for your leadership at the ICBA and the commitment that you guys continue to make to this program. You know, next I'd like to ask Representative French Hill to join us. You know, French is a friend and has been one of the greatest supporters of the Venture Center since 2014 and its inception. You know, one of the things that's interesting about the dignitaries that we have with us today is French, much like the mayor, who we'll hear from as well as Noah, is, you know, these guys are all bankers. They're bankers in their first life, and that's what French was as well. But we also know that Congressman Hill has been burning the candle, as all of you have, at every end to help preserve jobs and support our small businesses and help us get through this particularly difficult time that is certainly new highway for all of us to be traveling. But we are absolutely grateful for your leadership, Representative Hill, and having you with us today and making time to do that in light of everything that's going on and the great work that you're doing on the House Committee for Financial Services. Thanks so much, French. Welcome. You're muted.
Well, thanks, Wayne. Thanks for having me. It's great to be with you and great to be with my friend Frank Scott, our great mayor. And this really is a special day for me to see the success of independent community bankers kicking off the accelerator and hearing these pitches today. I was the chairman of the Little Rock Chamber of Commerce when the city and the chamber agreed to create the Venture Center. And so what a wonderful partnership it's been between our city, our state, and the business community, creating something that we're also very, very proud of, which is our Venture Center and its leadership. And what's happened in the last few years has been so exciting to see it blossom as an international hub for financial technology. And Chairman Wilcox, thank you, and Rebecca and the team at Independent Community Bankers for considering Little Rock as a partner for your ThinkTECH Accelerator here. We're proud of that partnership. Arkansas has got a long-standing history in fintech and community banking, and so we're honored to be the host. Let me say in the House Financial Services Committee, two things that would be of interest to our listeners. One, we have two task forces that Chairwoman Maxine Waters and Republican Ranking Member Patrick McHenry have arranged on fintech and artificial intelligence. We're going through our legal structure, looking for ways to enhance access to fintech, our regulatory structure, and looking for barriers to fintech innovation, and how fintech can also be a part of a regulatory solution. So on the House Financial Services Committee, this is a very important feature, and we're proud of the collaboration that we've had, again, with the Venture Center and both the FIS and ICBA accelerators. I also would say that the House has set up a bipartisan entrepreneurship caucus, which has a growing bipartisan group of members that are on House Financial Services, House Ways and Means, which is the principal tax writing committee, and House Small Business. Additionally, we have companions over in the Senate, Amy Klobuchar, who you've gotten to know nationally this year, and Tim Scott of South Carolina, co-chair the Senate Entrepreneurship Caucus. So know that we have a group of members that are focused on our startup ecosystems around the country, and also those businesses that are not public, but they're not startups. They're in the middle. They are growing fast. They're consuming capital and resources, and they're a classic part of the American story. So I'm delighted to be here and be a part of welcoming this group to the pitch session, and know that your friends on House Financial Services Committee are watching your move and how we can be help to you with regulatory and legal changes that enhance the future of fintech in this great country. Thanks for letting me say hi.
Hey, thanks so much, French, and thanks for your tireless efforts in these challenging times. We really appreciate you and having you a part of what we're doing today. Next, I'd like to bring up on the screen with us today virtually is our mayor of Little Rock, Frank Scott, also a former community banker, also in his blood as well. Mayor Scott, we know, like all of you folks who are serving us in a public position, that the challenges in front of you today are extraordinary and many that are on uncharted territory. But we can't tell you how appreciative we are of all of you taking time out of your day to help us put a bow around this program and to share your thoughts, what's going on. We really appreciate how you welcome folks to our community, to make them feel welcome as you share your cell phone with them when they arrive. I don't know if you got any calls, though. We'll have to find out about that. But also helping us to keep Little Rock relevant, because it is where fintech began in 1968, and we want that to continue indefinitely. So a warm virtual welcome to you, sir. Welcome, and we look forward to hearing from you now. Thanks.
Wayne, thank you so much for all of your hard work and at the Venture Center. Being a former banker, this is a special occasion for me, and as well as my dear friend, Congressman French Hill. When you're a banker, you really understand business and you understand finance, but you also understand innovation and resourcefulness. And so today it's just an exciting time to come back before many of the entrepreneurs that were part of the ICBA Accelerator, as here in our great city in Little Rock, Arkansas, the state's capital city, where this type of innovation all began. That's in our roots. And so as we are encountering uncharted waters and unseen rivers and even unbelievable times as a result of COVID-19, our collective resourcefulness, resiliency, and the ability to innovate is the utmost importance going forward. And as we all work together, we need more entrepreneurs in the financial services system to continue to help small businesses grow. And as we finish these trying days, because we will get through it, we're going to have a reset, a period of restoration, and the ability to rebuild. And the way to do that is by having the entrepreneurs that are here with us today and the future entrepreneurs are part of the ICBA Think Tank. And so we just want to say thank you. Welcome, continue to be welcome to the city of Little Rock. We hope you continue to find opportunities to grow your businesses here, as well as in the state of Arkansas. And we look forward to another accelerator coming to our city. And so again, I want to say Godspeed to all as we get through this journey together.
Thank you, Mayor Scott. Appreciate you very much, sir. And again, making time to be with us today. Last, I want to have an opportunity to bring on to the virtual stage here, Charles Potts. Charles is now in, Charles, this is, I think we're running on about 4 months you've been in the job, right? So he hit the ground running.
We're at 13 weeks here, Wayne, and flying.
Is that right? It's 13 weeks. That's great. Well, we are so glad to have you a part of the team that is supporting us from the ICBA as the Chief Innovation Officer. As we expected, Charles, you brought a great dimension to the program this year, and your knowledge, your network, and your willingness to mentor and help these companies has been very well recognized, and we're very appreciative. So with that, I'm going to take a step back. Let's get about the good business of seeing what these great companies are doing. Charles, all yours. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Mayor Scott, Congressman Hill, Noah, everybody else that has joined us here today. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our virtual demo day. This obviously is a very new thing that we're all having to deal with, learning how to communicate remotely, present remotely, and engage the broader communities we often serve in a very remote and different way. Last year's inaugural think tank cohort brought us some really exciting companies, and I can tell you that we've cranked it up to 11 with this year's ThinkTECH Accelerator 2.0 program. Part of what we have done here, and it's building upon all the great work that Wayne and the Venture Center has done, is more aggressively focused on what we call mission-driven innovation. This is a process where we've engaged our selection committee. Many of you are participating here today, as well as extending our reach to other bankers that helps us understand and really identify the key business issues around which we can build the selection of companies that you're going to witness here today. These insights, this mission, if you will, to bring to the banking community we serve a focused group of solutions and providers that directly address your common areas of concern, some of which you'll see around lending, data analytics, customer acquisition, fraud mitigation. It's these areas that form the foundation of this Accelerator 2.0 cohort. And it's these initiatives we want to make sure we are constantly staying focused on addressing what the real issues and needs are of the banking community, community banks that we serve. I also want to point out and reiterate somewhat what you've heard from our other guests, how fortunate we've been this year to have a very engaged group of bankers who have taken of their time to come to Little Rock and participate, as well as a very large group of source matter experts from accounting and finance and regulatory agencies or regulatory agency partners who have given of their time to really help these startup founders in this process. It's a very rigorous process that we run them through over 12 weeks. It's a very hands-on process where these mentors and experts have come together. And it's where these entrepreneurs that you're going to see here today can engage in that customer discovery process that's so vital. They can work on refining their strategies and solutions, and more importantly, meeting the go-to-market needs that our community banks demand and deserve. The results of which I think you will be very excited to see here today. As you will note, you're going to witness the fruits of these labors. The opportunity, though, is in your hands to judge for yourself how these solutions can meet the needs of your community bank. We do want to hear from you. We relish the feedback. We're constantly looking at refining what we're doing. Your involvement has been tremendously important to the success. And I know that every one of these presenters really has enjoyed the engagement and involvement of every one of you that has participated. And with that, we're going to jump right into it. And I'm very excited to announce our first presenter here. We're going to introduce Donald Hawkins, the founder and CEO in Kansas of a company named Griffin. And I think each and every one of you is going to enjoy what you see here today. Thank you, everybody, for this time. and I appreciate the efforts of everybody joining us today. Thank you.
Donald, you should be able to go ahead and share your screen and unmute and start your video.
All right, I'm unmuted. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see me okay. All right, guys, let's get this thing kicked off. My name is Donald Hawkins, and I'm the founder of Griffin Technologies, and we connect bankers to their customers in the moments that matter. Everything for us starts with these. To some, this is a simple lollipop, but to me, this was the mission. Every other week, my mom and dad used to take me and my siblings to the local bank to deposit their checks. Yes, those ancient times before this revolutionary new product called direct deposit was invented. And we knew that if we were on our best behavior, this would be the result. But this lollipop meant a lot more than that. It gave the banker a few more moments with my folks. They talked about new businesses coming to town, caught up on life, even gave the banker the opportunity to sell my mom and dad the Roth account that I will eventually use to pay for college. But it meant even more than that. These lollipops created the most future loyal customers that that bank could ever imagine, because my sisters and I couldn't wait to open up our first checking account. This is actually that bank. And when I tell you that the people in this bank knew my family, I mean really knew my family. When my mom was pregnant with my little sister, they knew we needed a larger house. When my oldest sister turned 16 and with 3 younger siblings in tow, they knew we needed a larger car. And in 1994, when my family lost everything in a flood, that bank helped my family pick back up the pieces. Albany, Georgia was in a 500-year floodplain and flooded around year 103. Very few families in my hometown had flood insurance. As a result, the community banks took the relationships that they had with my family and other families like mine and eased restrictions on second home mortgages. So when I think about bankers, they're much more than just people in suits. They're true members of the community, more like family. And relationships like those of my parents would prove to become bankers' most effective tools. Context. A lot's changed since then. Banks were once market leaders for every type of consumer service, home loans, auto loans, you name it. But due to lack of adoption to technology, sitting on the sidelines, many banks now have lost market share to non-banks. And many of these non-banks now are the leaders in those cases. Think about all the moments that community banks were first movers for. Little Timmy's first checking account, loan for college, auto loan, home loan, you name it. But now, where are banks in relation to what little Timmy needs? The average American consumer spends nearly $5 million in their lifetime, and banks were the tip of the spear. Banks have already acquired the relationships, but how can you own them? 48% of consumers want banks to be more involved. They consider banks to be a source of truth and want you guys to provide them feedback on non-banking decisions. When it comes to data, consumers don't mind giving it up in exchange for convenience. If you don't believe me, take out your phone. No, really, take out your phone and uninstall every app on your device that uses location services. So that's Google Maps, that's the weather app, and you'll see how vital giving up data in exchange for convenience really is. Griffin Technologies connects bankers to their customers in the moments that matter, be it homes for sale, auto dealerships, even deposit acquisition from competitive banks. We have very simple processes. For our customer engagement tool, we help you increase retention and also share of wallet with your existing customers. Simply embed our proprietary technology, target the locations that you need, and when your existing customers visit those physical locations, we provide your bank real-time actionable insights. For those of you interested in growing your customer base, our audience growth tools allows you to select your customer segment, choose the keywords or the website that your customers will visit, and then we promote your message to those customers cross-device for a period of 90 to 120 days. Think about the home loan process. Everything used to start and stop in banks, but nowadays it's all digitized. People go to Zillow. Zillow then resells their data, and the average home buyer now gets a home loan from a bank 2,000 plus miles away. But 5 minutes down the road from their brand new house is a local community bank that would have bent over backwards to serve them, but never had the shot. With Griffin Technologies, in just a few simple clicks, our banking customers can target single locations, bulk locations, residential real estate, and more. For real estate, simply choose your city, or region and the price range of the home you'd like to target. Now, when your customers visit these locations, we provide your bank the insights to serve their customers better. For single geofences, think about deposit acquisition or even targeting single small businesses that you like to acquire their employee base. In fact, why stop there? Activate your entire city. Consumers on a day-to-day basis will soon start going back to all types of locations, CRA targets, commercial properties, wealth management locations, and much more. And again, Griffin can do much more than just physical locations. We also have the ability to target these people digitally. This is an example of us serving custom banner ads to a user cross-device. So if somebody is searching online for a home for sale, we can now retarget that user on their mobile phone, laptop, and even connected TV devices like Roku and Hulu. Our team has accomplished a ton in a short amount of time. I spent 3 months as an entrepreneur in residence at a community bank, and I learned key industry insights directly from the horse's mouth. Our team has handled multi-million-dollar client accounts and also large client integrations. I'm also very excited with the added value investors and advisors that we have on our team. We have bank chief marketing officers, CFOs, former CEOs of banks, and in the bottom right corner, you'll see this handsome guy named Brian McClendon. He was the co-founder of a company called Keyhole that was acquired by Google many, many years ago. Keyhole is now known as Google Maps and Google Earth. So having access to investors and advisors such as Brian helps our company prepare to scale our banking customers. Simon Sinek recommends that companies start with their why. I also like to end with it. Pictured here are some of the most special people in my life. My mom, my dad, my daughter, and my niece. Two completely different generations that, aside from age, are only separated by technological advancement. Now, don't get me wrong, technology is pretty cool and we're using it pretty effectively right now. But in the world of banking, technology is the #1 reason things are extremely transactional. My mom and dad grew up in a world where they knew what it was like to have a relationship with a banker. I do too. It felt like having somebody local having your back. Now, I recognize all things change with time, and the likelihood that my daughter and niece will grow up in a world going to banks isn't very likely at all. But at Griffin, it's about more than that for us. We're aiming to make the world of banking personal again, and we're bridging the gap between relationships and the new world of banking. Thank you.
Great job, Donald. Really good job. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Bauer, now the former managing director of the ThinkTECH Accelerator program. And today I have the honor of introducing some of these companies. That and Wayne said if I did a good job, then I could pitch mine at the end. So next up, I'd like to introduce Finzly, who we have Bhushan with us, who's going to talk to you a little bit about Finzly's platform. Calling us from Charlotte, North Carolina today, Bhushan, why don't you take it over?
Thank you, Brian. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well during this crisis time and staying safe. Now, let me share my screen. All right. So I'm Bhushan Rangachari, founder and CEO of Finzly. We have been helping banks since 2012. And we are strong with 50 team members, and we have about 10 banking customers today. We met several community banks in the last 3-4 months, and we interviewed them. And all of them wanted to grow their deposits, but they are also facing challenged with providing a better customer experience. The customer expectations, it has shifted. Fintechs, they are offering a better experience, even though fintechs have access, their cost of deposit is much higher, and their interest rate is terrible. Customers are still loving it, mainly because fintech make it easier to do the banking, and they make faster decisions, and they are providing a better customer experience. Community banks have access to lower cost of deposit, and if we provide a better customer experience, we can win those customers back. The only way to do is to innovate faster. Finzly is here to help you innovate faster. The biggest challenge with any innovation is the legacy technology. It is old and outdated. It is slow and hard to innovate, and it's expensive. So instead of ripping and replacing your legacy technology, Finzly worked around these limitations. We created a light core plugin that sits on top of the core. It's a simple integration, takes about 2 to 4 months. We are making it available free for the first 10 ICBA member banks. On top of this light core, we layer our bank OS and app store. So through our app store, we give you applications for your customers for on digital banking. And we give you one payment hub solution that connects to all payment networks, including real-time payment system. And specialty banking applications to grow deposits and target specialized customers. And also access to all the third-party applications that you are interested in, which today you find it difficult to integrate with your core. So in our digital banking system, you have all the treasury cash management systems that is available. For example, account opening, payment hub, electronic invoicing, specialty, almost everything that you need for your treasury and cash management for your consumer and business banking. All of these applications and apps are available in both mobile and desktop. Instead of just giving an account balance and a payment experience, we are giving meaningful information that your customers love and feel delighted about doing banking. So next, so the top two payroll companies, ADP and Paychex, they are moving to RTP, and they are going to start sending real-time payment checks. Grubhub is moving to RTP, and so is Uber and Lyft. If you are not connected with RTP, real-time payment network, and if your customers are receiving these payments, what is going to happen? You're going to lose those deposits. You're going to lose those customers. And it is time to innovate. It is time to adopt instead of waiting for federal, FedNow payment networks. Finzly provides one payment hub solution, one system that connects with ACH, Fedwire, and RTP. It provides you friction-free payment experience so that you can continue to serve your customers better. With a better customer experience and a better payment experience, you can start focusing on growing your deposits with specialty banking. So the municipalities alone in US, they have over $1 trillion in deposits. Each homeowners association, they can bring $3 million in average deposits. Each fintech company, they can bring over $1 billion in deposits. And there are a lot more industries like that. But all of these industries and customers, they have special needs. Finzly provides you specialized banking apps so you can go and get those customers and grow your deposits. And finally, your innovation cannot just stop with Finzly. You need to have access to any applications. So all the companies that is giving demo today, you will have access to that one with no integration and with no integration to your core. You don't have to wait for years to adopt any innovative technologies and solutions. And Finzly makes it easy and faster for you. So all Finzly applications, including the third-party applications, if you want to adopt that, all you have to do is simply subscribe that solution and then try it out and launch it, just like your smartphone. So you can readily, easily innovate at the speed of now. Finzly, to do our part during this crisis time, we are making our online account opening solution available for free for 90 days for all community banks. It is important that we innovate and respond faster at the time of the crisis as well. So let's look at our demo. This is our App Store and BankOS applications demo. So you will see all the applications, including the standard applications and also the specialty banking applications like HOA. All you have to do is simply select that one and then subscribe. So once you have that subscribed, now this application is available for you to access and also to launch to your customers. So now you have subscribed the HOA applications. Let's look at the experience of the homeowners association community. As a homeowner association, I have access, I can set up all the communities that this management company is managing. And I can add new homeowners and I can edit them. I can also set up the payment preferences. So once I have this one, I can set up invoices. The invoice can be a one-time invoice or it can be a recurring invoices. All I have to do is select the payment, select the homeowner, and then set up the details of the payment. For example, the HOA maintenance fee. And then if it is going to be repetitive, then you can set up how frequently you want to send it. In this case, I'm sending every quarter until certain condition is met. So now you have sent that invoice. Now the homeowner will receive an email. The homeowner will go to the same banking portal where he will make that payment, select that invoice, and then submit that payment information. Now the bank has the information of that, the payment details of the homeowner Now, bank can simply transfer the funds from the homeowner's account to the homeowner association management's account. It is that simple. So this is just one example of specialty banking. There are so many specialty banking applications that we are offering that helps you to grow your deposits. If you are ready to innovate at the speed of fintech, if you want to offer a delightful banking experience to your customers, and if you want to provide friction-free payments, including real-time payments, send and receive them, and if you want to grow your deposits by providing specialty banking applications, and if you want to innovate faster with third-party applications, then Finzly is your answer. We help you transform your legacy technology into a modern technology, and we help you transform your legacy and grow your deposits. So today, as part of this program, we are making our the system with free core integration for the first 10 ICBA member banks, and we are also offering free account opening free for the first 90 days. I'd like to again thank ICBA and Venture Center for bringing all of us together. And if you have any questions, or if you are interested, please contact us at sales@finzly.com. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Bhushan. That is an outstanding chair, and I'm pretty envious of it right now. My name is Daniel Schutte, and I'm the current serving managing director of the Accelerator programs at the Venture Center. I have the honor with Brian to introduce all the companies as they come through. To wit, the next presenter we have is Alana Levine from Fintel Connect. Alana is the co-founder and chief revenue officer of Fintel Connect, a company based in Vancouver, but I believe Alana is joining us from Chicago today. Is that accurate, Alana?
It absolutely is.
Okay, take it away.
Thanks, Daniel. Hi, everyone. Just working on sharing my screen here. How we looking, okay?
We've got you, yes.
Fabulous. So thank you, everyone, for being here. My name is Alana Levine, and as Daniel mentioned, I'm one of the founders at Fintel Connect. I'm thrilled that we can all be here today, even from the comforts of our own living room, to be able to talk about an opportunity that every bank in this audience, no matter their size, can benefit from. So we understand that now more than ever, it's important for you to be able to connect to your customers in a digital way. And the time to be able to start that is now. Making sure my slides, there we go. So it's likely no surprise that 86% of people will do some sort of research before choosing a financial product or service. But what you may not realize is that people are actually 4 times more likely to go to a digital source for advice instead of an industry professional. And I can bet that people being at home now, that stat is probably going to go up. So that means they're consulting places like mybanktracker.com or thesimpledollar.com. These are just 2 examples of the many places where your customers are already doing research for financial products online. So as a community bank who's looking to grow, and in particular adapt to these times, how do you get your bank to be in these places to help customers understand your value and do it in a way that's cost effective? The good news is we're here to help. We use performance marketing to help banks like yours build your brand presence online, and in some cases, lower your cost of customer signups by up to 70%. That's because this type of marketing is results-based, meaning instead of paying for that ad placement upfront, you only pay when a customer becomes a customer. There are 3 key aspects to how we help. The first is we can give you access to these digital places where your customers are doing their research. 2, we have an expert team to help connect you with the right partners. And 3, we give you the tools to tell you what's really making an impact. This means you're no longer having to ask that age-old question, I know 50% of my marketing is working, I just don't know which 50%, because we can now tell you exactly which 50% or more of your marketing is making the biggest difference to your bottom line. So before I continue, I'll explain at a high level how exactly this type of marketing works. So the first is that we connect to your bank to be able to tie these campaigns to real results. So as Bhushan mentioned, we can actually connect to platforms like Finzly or others to be able to track account openings. Next is we give you access to these publishers, and we provide them with specialized tracking links that actually let us track that user journey from the point at which they click through to then sign up on your bank's website. 3, of course, is tracking following that journey. And then fourth is giving you the tools to be able to measure which of these partners and which of the marketing activities you're using are making the biggest difference. So who are these digital outlets that we're talking about? Fintel Connect actually has a growing network of over 1,000 bloggers, advisors, podcasters that all focus on financial services or related areas. We work with reward sites, specialty sites, content sites. So for example, if a specialty site, one of our clients offers a GM credit card. So we've partnered with car sites to be able to help grow their product signup. We use these places to help you reach your customers in your local communities. And as we mentioned, we do it on a results basis. So how does our team work with yours? They'll work with you to understand your goals to find the right partners to work with. So depending on your goals, we can find 5 of these digital outlets or 500 or anywhere in between. In one case, our team helped a regional bank who had never used performance marketing before achieve an average 86% month-over-month growth in new mortgage account signups. That actually equated to a 10 times increase from the previous year and a 3 times increase in efficiency. In another example, for a national bank, we actually represented 45% of their total approved credit card customers that came through digital channels. And we were actually the most cost-effective source of new customers for them, second only to organic search. We were very excited about that. So finally, and most importantly, how do you know it's working? We provide you the end-to-end reporting through our tracking to actually see what's measuring real results, so you know which 50% of your marketing is really working. So in this particular example, mortgage experts referred 466 people to apply for a mortgage product. And the bank paid for the 175 customers that actually were approved for that mortgage. Pretty cool, right? So let me take you through a real life example of how this works. My friend John has just moved to Florida and has decided to open a new bank account. So where does he go? He does some research on Google to find what the best options are for him. He comes across an article by mybanktracker.com, which talks about the best checking options in Florida. So he clicks to learn more. In reading the article, he happens to come across some information on the local banks in his area, and he is interested in the offer and ends up clicking to read more. Now, behind the scenes, My Bank Tracker is actually using a Fintel Connect tracking link, which allows us to follow John through his journey to becoming a customer. Once John is successfully signed up, our reporting engine will update to reflect that My Bank Tracker has successfully referred a new customer. You and your marketing team can then view flexible reports like the one here to review all of your campaigns, just like seeing My Bank Tracker's results. So we've covered a bit of ground here, but ultimately it comes down to our mission to helping banks like yours be able to get online and dip your toes in the water of digital. And it's really never been more important. In working with us, you'll get to have your brand in these places where your future customers are doing research. Have the tools to know exactly which marketing efforts are making the biggest difference to your bottom line. And 3, you'll have the leadership of our expert team to support you. The opportunity is here, and it's never been more important for community banks to take advantage. So for those community banks who are out there and are ready to get started and be well positioned when we come out of what we're going through at the moment, we are happy to help. And we'll actually be looking at providing our solutions at no cost for those that are ready to get started. So looking forward to talking to everyone, and thanks again to everyone for dialing in and attending. It's great to be here. Thank you.
All right, great job, Alana. Next up, we have Kevin Shine, the VP of Business Development at fraud.net from New York City, but where are you calling us from today, Kevin?
I'm physically in my son's bedroom in New Jersey. So here we are.
Fantastic. Well, why don't you go ahead and take it
Yep.
from?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brian. Hi, I'm Kevin Shine with fraud.net. Thank you for taking time to listen to our story today. Big shout out to the team at the Venture Center at the ICBA. Without their support and guidance, today wouldn't be possible. Quick housekeeping, the name fraud.net, we help prevent fraud, not facilitate fraud. But seriously, let's talk about our friend Barbara here. She's unhappy. Unfortunately, she fell victim to an email wire fraud scam, netting fraudsters nearly $400,000. And unfortunately, she's not alone. even with today's cybersecurity software, protecting US consumers and businesses from malware and email phishing scams. Last year, according to the FBI, fraudsters netted nearly $2 billion. Cumulatively, globally, over the last 3 years, that's a $26 billion problem. On top of that, hackers are really good at what they do. Last year alone, gaining access to nearly 165 million US consumer and business records, providing fraudsters access to your customers' emails, usernames, passwords, and other PII. And when you look at this trend, it's not slowing down. So what does that mean? What does that mean to all of the businesses listening here today? It means that fraudsters take all of our data, take your customers' data. They make sense of it all. They draw linkages between it. They start utilizing that data for credit card scams, wire fraud scams, account opening scams, account takeovers, synthetic identity, all the various attack vectors that you're trying to protect your customers from, all from behind the comfort of their computer screens. Fortunately, there's fraud.net, who helps mitigate these transaction and behavior risks on behalf of companies like you. We currently service over 150 customers that are benefiting from our case management, our rules engine, our data enrichment, our analytics and data mining across all payment types. On a given month, we're saving our clients and their customers over $25 million in mitigated fraud losses. But for purposes of today, I do want to focus our attention on wire transfers. And why wire transfers, you may ask? I've had the opportunity to speak to over 100 banks and other companies over the last 6 months. And wire transfers and the associated risks of those continue to be a top 3 concern. It's to the point where some banks no longer accept wire transfer requests over email. They make their customers come into a branch location, facilitate the authentication over the phone, or log into a portal. While I tip my hat to protecting your business, it does increase operating costs and degrade the customer experience. To that end, fraud.net has developed an email add-in which will improve that customer experience. What you see on the screen here currently is something that would reflect, your employees who are responsible for reviewing email transfer requests, or your commercial banking customer, their Microsoft Outlook account. So this email add-in sits natively within Microsoft Outlook. It's available from the Microsoft App Source store or from download from fraud.net. To activate it, you hit the little logo, you pin it, and what you immediately see is a machine learned generated risk score, various alerts analyzing the body of the email and other data, information on the sender, and then various action items that the agent or the analyst or the investigator can take in approving the email with confidence. From there, and in this case, what you'll notice is that first alert, it's about a not known sender. And that was the exact fraud vector that Barbara fell victim to as well. It was a new email. You can click through other emails within the system, immediately new scores fire, new alerts fire, allowing again your agents to approve with confidence, developing trust. If needed, all of this is tied back into our core case management system. That's that solution that manages all your fraud prevention stack across payment types. Again, as I mentioned before, across cards and deposits and running your AML and your BSA campaigns. But again, for purposes of today, let's focus on wire transfers. With a couple clicks of the mouse, you have the ability to edit rules, add rules, delete rules. It's a very intuitive system. Again, here we're going to click on one that is focused on transactions over $10,000, where we're automatically sending this into a review queue before we approve it. Again, simplicity in design, accessibility to you at the bank. Now again, summarizing this email add-in, it doesn't require technical integration. We're making the software available to banks for the next 90 days as part of this COVID outbreak. We've continued to see increased fraud across our data network, and we've seen some rather interesting new vectors coming from malware and email phishing scams. So in order to empower you and your employees and then your commercial banking customers, this add-in requires no download and can be made available free of charge for a period of 90 days. Now, in my previous talk around the demo, we talked about this global intelligence network that is feeding our machine learning algorithms. So what does all of this mean? Every day, we're risk assessing transactions on behalf of our customers. And those transactions can be things like card transactions, digital bank account openings, loan applications, different payment types. We're helping make sense of that data. We're risk assessing it with rules and algorithms. helping drive automated decisions for our customers. And those decisions have outcomes. Those outcomes are typically fraud or not fraud. It's those outcomes that get appended to all of this data. And from there, fraud.net is facilitating real-time anonymized data sharing across all of our clients. So let's look at an example of a loan application that went sideways. Money was given to the consumer, they never made a payment on it. That's a fraudulent outcome. So all the data that was part of that digital loan application, the email, the phone number, the first name, last name, the device, the IP address, those would all receive a bad mark in our system. So the next time any one of our customers sees that email, that phone number, that device, the first thing the system is going to ask itself is, have we seen it before? And if so, have there been good or bad outcomes associated with it? So not only are you benefiting from your data, but the broader breadth of data across all of fraud.net's customers. We're actively tracking over 1 billion digital personas in real time and 10 million fraudsters. Now you may be asking what type of companies we work with. You know, of those 150, a large segment of those are banks. They're lenders, they're community banks to tier 1 banks, they're wealth managers, they're your accounting and payroll systems. Very much a diverse customer footprint driving further gains in our data sharing. Now, while we offer the alerts and the case management and the analytics and the machine learned models, you know, I want you to consider those as you figure where we fit within the mosaic of your fraud prevention strategy or your fraud prevention stack. The most lightweight, non-intrusive way to get working with us immediately, again, is this email add-in. No technical download, no tie-in to your core processor, simply made available from the Microsoft App Store or fraud.net from our website. I'm confident to say that if Barbara was utilizing our software, we would have been able to mitigate her risk, saving her that $400,000 loss. With that, I want to thank you for your time today. Here are my contact details. I look forward to hearing from you. Again, we want to talk about how we can get that email added into your hands today as risks are going up with all this dislocation of your staff working remotely. It's more critical now than ever. The data is suggesting that to us. But to that end, thank you for taking time listening to me. And a special thanks again to the Venture Center, the ICBA, and all the banks that made their way into Little Rock over the last 12 weeks. Your input has really shaped where we've taken this product today. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. And so up next, we will have Mike Bien present, representing Wallet, which is based out of Maine. But Mike, if I'm not mistaken, you are dialing in from Boston. Is that accurate? I may need to.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. I had to manually unmute you. Okay, it's all yours. Take it away, Mike.
Great, thank you, Daniel. Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Bien, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Wallet. And as the name implies, Wallet is a smart digital wallet that pays people cash back for spending and saving money. And what that means is that we do this novelly and automatically with debit cards. So there's no collecting of points, there's no clipping coupons, there's no scanning receipts. It's just cash automatically on your bank's debit card. And to set the stage, I'm going to take you through a couple of slides here. We all share a common problem, and that is competing head-to-head with large national banks at the local level. These big banks are in your communities, and they are spending billions of dollars on advertising. And even if they don't have a branch presence, or if they're focused on taking market share because they've invested very heavily in digital. And that's a problem for all community banks. I think this next chart does a really good job of summarizing the issue. And it shows that we have lost almost 2 banks every single day over the past 30 years. And you can see that steady decline by the blue shaded area there. And at the same time, deposits are rising significantly. And you can see that by that green line up and to the right. But the challenge here is mostly is with large national providers. And since we're on this virtual webinar, I can't really see your faces, so I can't see your heads nodding. But I just want to be clear because, just in case some people are confused, that this trend is very real, and that's where the industry's headed, to the right, the bottom right there, and just a few hundred community banks. Unless we act now, it'll continue to get worse. The number of banks isn't the only thing in decline. The number of households that we use that use debit cards has also dropped dramatically, and in some urban areas as much as 30% in just the last few years. And a big reason is because so many of us are using credit cards every day when we buy our morning coffee and when we shop for groceries, go out to eat, and when we pay for our vacations. And that's because we get rewards from those big companies. There's an opportunity for community banks to get their debit cards top of wallet and to improve the customer experience. And speaking of rewards in big companies, there are other apps like Starbucks that are offering bank-like services and are siphoning deposits that used to be held with community banks and with your organizations. How many people on the call today know that Starbucks has close to $2 billion in deposits on their mobile app? That's more than 95% of every bank and credit union in the country. And that's the reason is really simple. It's because Starbucks offers one of the most, the best mobile experience and it's incredibly rewarding. And I know many of you already may know this. I simply want to remind everybody how large and pervasive the issue is, especially for community banks. And I think it's time that we collectively do something about it. I also think that community banks are the key, and it's your strengths that matter. Your strengths are in service and building relationships. You're all great at it. The challenge is transferring that expertise online into mobile, and that's where Wallet comes in. Wallet serves as that digital extension to the personal relationships that your branches and loan officers already build with your customers in your local markets. So what we do is we help create a local marketplace in your community that provides a new channel to win and strengthen relationships with those local merchants. It's a win-win-win. And we do that by partnering with one community bank per market. Then we provide a hyper-local marketing campaign that delivers cashback offers. And these offers are tied to your bank's debit cards and are funded by those local merchants in your community, some of which may already be your customers, some of which you probably want to be your customers. Wallet is great for urban and rural communities, and it works for everyone, young and old, the affluent, and most especially the 80% of the US workforce that is living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so let me show you how it works. I'm gonna demonstrate 3 things today. First, what I'm gonna show you is just by linking your checking account, we automate budgeting, we automate savings, and best of all, we automate cashback on debit cards. Now, the first thing that you do, as I mentioned, when you sign up for Wallet is to connect your checking account. And this enables Wallet to provide an automated budget by looking at your transaction history. We look at your income and expenses for the past 6 months. We look at those recurring bills and we calculate an amount that is safe to spend. We call this your smart balance. And I think you can see that at the top of the screen here. We also show you your upcoming bills that are coming due before your next payday. We show your paycheck and then we show those bills so you can better plan savings and spending. In addition, by connecting your checking account, it enables Wallet to automatically pay cash back on debit card purchases. We simply just drop the cash directly into your wallet balance. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. But next, I'd like to show you how we're automating cash back for saving money, not just spending money. Saving money on Wallet is fundamentally different in 2 ways. It's different than other apps in the sense that the first thing is that we're the only product on the market that pays people cash back for achieving their savings goals, but that cash back is locked until they actually achieve their goal. And I hope you can see that balance up there of $50, the reward balance. That cash back is locked, and customers can unlock it by doing 2 things. First, they need to save money with our bank partners for a set period of time, say 3 months. And then they use the bank's debit card to purchase the item. And once both criteria are met and they've been satisfied, customers get notified to unlock and redeem the offer. The second way that Wallet is different and better is that savings goals can now be crowdfunded. And we're encouraged shopping first. So what that means is you go online, the customer finds an item that they want, they add a photo, then they can crowdsource their savings goals by just sharing it with their friends and family on social media or via email or text. And what's great about this is not only does Wallet drive deposits and increase debit card usage, it also becomes a great customer acquisition tool. And we're implementing this feature now with a number of community banks as a charitable giving campaign for first responders and families that need relief due to the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, one more thing, and I think we've saved the best for last. I want to show you how we're providing cash back for purchases. And this is the home screen, what we call the wall. Our bank partners own this page in your local communities, and the page is filled with cashback offers from local businesses in your towns. The offers are funded by local merchants and they're tied to your bank's debit card. There's featured offers, nearby offers. We have our map that you can search by location. There's location-based features. You can search by category. And our card link technology enables people to receive cash back on everyday purchases for shopping and dining, online and in store. Now imagine a future where your bank is powering a local marketplace in your community, and your bank's debit card is the go-to card in your customer's wallet. And the timing for wallet couldn't be any better, because especially part of your response and recovery community initiatives, and to help ease the burden of merchants and consumers impacted by the coronavirus. So as we close here, I'm getting ready to close, and I just wanted to say that we are proud to announce that we recently won an award for the best personal finance app for families in 2020 from the Simple Dollar. And to recap some of the benefits for community banks in implementing Wallet in your communities is that we, first and foremost, we help increase debit card usage and interchange revenue. We drive deposits and loan activity, and we improve ad spend and marketing effectiveness, while improving loyalty and lifetime customer value. And this is all the while attracting a younger customer base at the household level. And so I'd like to close with a quick thank you to the Venture Center team and the ICBA and all of its members. This has been a truly rewarding and amazing experience, and I look forward to meeting you all and sharing how Wallet can help strengthen and build relationships with local businesses in your community. And to help communities recover and sustain themselves, Wallet is offering all ICBA member banks a free license to our solution now and through Labor Day. Thank you all very much.
All right, great job, Mike. Next up, we've got Hexonica, which is really truly a global team here. We've got Claire, who's going to be presenting the company, who's the head of global, or the head of partnerships and revenue at Hexonica, but truly global team, like I mentioned. We've also got joining us, at least on the call, Yogesh Pandit, the CEO and founder, who is joining us from India. So they've really got a team that's all over the globe. Claire, why don't you go ahead and take it and tell us all about Hexonica?
Thanks so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Claire Dietz. I don't know if I need to have my video up, but I'm having trouble getting it to go on. So I'm just going to speak to you today. Thank you so much again. Here as part of the leadership team at Hexonica. Now, I have the great fortune to talk to you today about one of probably your favorite topics, which is compliance. Now, obviously, that's a little bit of a joke, because compliance is no laughing matter. In fact, compliance is one of those unavoidable jobs to be done that frankly has been described as a headache, frustrating, time-intensive, really no fun at all. But in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how Hexonica will simplify compliance, alleviating that pain, hassle, time, and frustration associated with being compliant, using our patented advanced technologies and machine learning. So let's start at the beginning with the story of how Hexonica came to be. Our charismatic founder and CEO, Yogesh Pandit, spent many years working at a bank, and he was responsible for a large team who was in charge of gathering all the data for compliance. It was a huge, never-ending ordeal, not fun. Yogesh kept asking himself, why is this so hard? And I'm sure I don't need to tell you what compliance is doing to your business, but let's look at some of these universal challenges that frankly we all face, banks large and small, related to compliance. So first, compliance is making operating costs rise. We have ever-changing regulations, growing fines, and all the while, in this digital age, more and more data. Second, while operating costs are rising, our revenue growth never seems to rise at the same pace, never fast enough or high enough. And third, really the underlying issue here is data. It's difficult to get. When you get the data, it's difficult to use it. It's just difficult to manage it. And these are the core challenges that we're facing around compliance. This is also where the Hexonica story really takes off. So I'm going to touch upon our solutions now. First, we created SmartReg, which lets you consolidate and automate your compliance needs. Second, in order to do that, we created and developed a platform called SmartJoin that gets all the data you need and transforms it into a way the regulators want to see it, making the data usable and manageable. The last that you see here is SmartPlace. This is our solution which enables you to use that same data now for revenue generating initiatives, giving you valuable customer insights. We say that our solutions are simple, smart, and efficient. But now let's watch a quick video to show you what it looks like in the wild.
Whether your business priority is reducing costs or growing revenue, Hexonica can help you succeed with data. Our end-to-end solution is designed to be simple, smart, and efficient. First, we have a simple sign-up process. No unnecessary inputs are required. Our solution is built with strong security, so when you log in as a customer, the process remains simple, but also safe. Next, choose what you want to do. Reduce costs by automating and consolidating compliance with SmartRank, or monetize data by identifying additional revenue streams with SmartPlace. Better yet, do both. Now let's get to the data. Easily port data into Hexonica's platform by clicking on pre-integrated data sources, or by dragging and dropping the files from your system. It's that simple, and it's fast. While we aim for simple, we never forego security. So at this critical step, we add dual-factor authentication to ensure your data are integrated safely. Your screen will then populate with the types of reports to which you have subscribed. With a few clicks, the requested reports are processed. Simple, smart, and efficient. Now let's look at some outcomes. Our fair lending solution, pre-built with reports and dashboards, helps you investigate risk factors and be compliant. It also automates the audit trail, reducing risks and saving a lot of time. Now let's pivot from saving money to making money with data. Our SmartPlace solution will compare and analyze different customer data to help you succeed. You can generate reports that provide unique customer insights on products that make good business sense for the bank and help customers reach their goals. This kind of automated, data-backed intel helps you deliver exceptional, personalized guidance and service, effectively cross-selling and upselling based on data. You've got customer expertise and data. Hexonica helps you monetize it. Looking ahead, we are building connectors with top CRM tools to increase the speed at which you can get these customer insights in the sales process. To save money and make money with data, partner with Hexonica. Together, we succeed.
So you just saw how Hexonica is simple, smart, and efficient. Simple to get the data, smart by the easy way you can use data, and efficient by helping you monetize. That's how we help you simplify the reporting needs for compliance, as well as grow your business. So now I'd like to share a couple of success stories from our customers. This first comes from actually a larger regional bank, and I love this story. Great people to work with there. This bank was using multiple vendors and multiple softwares for commercial lending reporting and analytics. That's what you see at the top. And we proved that we could convert this complex and manual process in a way to one consolidated, automated, and standardized solution, not only greatly simplifying the process, but it resulted in a 50% savings and freed up half the team so that they could be reallocated against other initiatives to generate revenue. Another story that we have to share is one of our smaller banking customers. Great people again. We love all of our customers. I'm sure you feel the same way. This bank was using 3 vendors for just one regulation. We were able to show them how they could do that with one solution with Hexonica, and we're in the process of converting that those 3 solutions into ours, which means they will now be able to leverage their valuable resource, which is time and people, against, again, activities that will help generate more revenue for the bank. But not to just take my word for it, let's look at a few customer testimonials now. And I'm not going to read these to you. I know you can all read, but essentially our customers know that we have an impressive solution, that it resolves the complexities of regulatory compliance, and ultimately it's producing significant cost savings for them. And on top of all that goodness, we've also been fortunate enough to be recognized by the industry. You can see on this slide how Hexonica has won awards for automating compliance as a top reg tech, simplifying data, and innovating as a top fintech. But ultimately, we want you to be part of this success story. And like all of us today, we really do appreciate the ICBA, and for all of you who've dialed in today as part of this great community. We also have a special offer. We would love to talk to you more about that. So let's discuss your goals, your challenges, because we know that together we will succeed with data. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Claire. You can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. Thank you, we appreciate that. And so our next presenters are actually so remote that they are in Tel Aviv, Israel. And to those of you who may know, the Passover started today. And so we've recorded in advance their presentation. And so I'm going to play that right now. It's Moshe Taran, who's the co-founder and CEO of a company that is known as Finzly. Jesus. Okay. So unfortunately, you might have to come back to this one after we can troubleshoot it a bit. The audio was not playing through Zoom, which is somewhat problematic. And so what we will do then is go ahead and move on to the next company presenting, as long as you're ready. Keith, are you prepared? Are you here right now? Since we're a little ahead of time.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so go ahead and share your screen. I would like to introduce you guys to Keith Hinkle, the founder and CEO of FIWorks.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Daniel, and thanks to the ICBA and the Venture Center for having us as part of this program. My name is Keith Hinkle. I'm the founder and CEO of FIWorks. I've spent over 35 years at companies like FIS and Axiom, building technology solution that helps banks grow faster through using better customer insights. Many banks tell us today that they find it difficult to grow because they struggle to know what their customers need and when they need it. This is even a bigger challenge today because it's especially important to be able to understand your customer base in times of crisis. Meanwhile, large banks and non-banks use data to target community bank customers when they are most likely to buy with personalized offers for financial products. This leads to problems that have a significant impact on the bottom line and limit your growth. We all know customer acquisition is hard. Acquisition costs can be very expensive, and 28% of those new customers tend to leave in the first 6 to 9 months. Retaining existing customers is also a huge problem, with average attrition rates of 15% per year. And up to 65% of your relationships have a single product, which puts them at an even higher risk of leaving. For a typical $500 million community bank, this results in $1.5 million in acquisition cost and lost profits per year just to replace the customers that were lost. We solve these problems by making the hard stuff easy. First, we provide experts that help you at every step at no additional cost to get the most out of the platform. We believe we're the best in the business at solving the data dilemma, is bringing data together from across silos. We make intelligent targeting of your customers easy, and we drive high performance behavior by guiding bankers with daily tasks and opportunities to grow customer relationships. FIWorks is a complete sales and marketing platform that makes the power of advanced technology available to community banks. First, we solve one of the toughest problems by cleaning and integrating data from across siloed systems, along with external data giving you a complete view of your customers. We've already integrated the system with many core applications, including those from FIS, Fiserv, and Jack Henry. Next, we use the power of machine learning to intelligently target the right customers with the right offers at the right time to give your customers what they need when they need it. We do this every day automatically, so you never need a data analyst or a data scientist. The Campaign Manager part of the application makes this new customer insight actionable and drives smarter and more effective marketing campaigns. While FIWorks supports traditional outbound channels such as email and print, the most effective channel is often personal contact with a relationship banker. Frontline bankers love FIWorks because it guides them on exactly what they need to work on every day to move the needle in growing revenue and enhancing customer relationships. And FIWorks measures the profitability of campaigns and banker activities, giving executives clear insight into who and what is working and what is not working. All of this sits on a SOC 2 certified technology platform to ensure the highest levels of security and privacy. So let's take a quick look at a demo of the application. We're going to start off by looking at a customer profile of a guy named John Durham. I want to show you this so we can look at the data that's been integrated. Here we've integrated data from over 17 different sources, including customer systems, digital services, loans, deposits, and trust, so a relationship banker can easily see the complete customer relationship. Now that you see how we integrate the data, let's take a look at a view of how bank executives and marketing can take a deeper look at your customers. FI comes with way too many dashboards to show today, so let's take a look at one that just shows how retail customers use deposit products. For example, here you can see a cluster that stands out as the best CD cluster, so you know who to target and can visualize that information. And with all our dashboards, we can drill down to get more information. FIWorks also includes predictive models that can identify the right products so you can target the right customers with the right offer at the right time. This dashboard shows how models have identified thousands of opportunities, including over 1,300 great opportunities for CDs. We do the work for you, so you never need a data science or any type of specialized staff. Intelligent targeting makes it easier than ever to create efficient and effective marketing campaigns. We work with your marketing team to create multi-channel campaigns to improve relationships. In this case, we've created a campaign to target customers that need a CD based off the models that we just showed you. All this happens behind the scenes for relationship managers, so when they sign in, they can focus on a few key features to understand their performance and foster high-tech relationships. The scorecard shows key performance indicators that show them the health of their business. One quick look is all they need to know how they are performing and what areas may need improvement. Then they can get to work on their most essential tasks and opportunities because they now know exactly what they need to do. This includes tasks for onboarding, relationships calls, and much more. You can also see that FIWorks identified a CD opportunity for John Durham. The banker can simply click on this opportunity, review the profile, call the customer, and then record the results of the conversation. Everything is automatically recorded and tracked, so leadership can monitor the productivity and status of their opportunities. And this isn't just for your existing customer base. We can also apply the same targeting approach to find qualified prospects for you and load them into the system on your behalf. Business developers then can use contact management tools built into the system to develop these relationships. Using this approach, we've delivered some pretty amazing results for our customers. In one case, we were able to generate over $100 million in deposits over 3 campaigns for a single bank over the course of 3 months. This approach also works in times like today where you're trying to find people that may be in need of certain financial services and products, and we can use the same approach to identify them. Currently, FI Works helps over 1,800 bankers build better relationships. It can be implemented as little as 4 to 6 weeks, and we can cover the cost of the platform with a few campaigns. Again, I want to thank the ICBA and the Venture Center and all the wonderful people that came to visit us and your time today. Love to talk to you further about how we can help your institution. Thanks.
All right, great job, Keith. For those of you who don't know, Keith is from Little Rock, and FI Works is headquartered in Little Rock. So whenever you hear us talk about Little Rock being the birthplace of fintech, this is the great thing that we get out of it is folks who have been in this world for a long time who are starting companies here in Little Rock. So fantastic job, Keith. Next up is LensSmart, last but not least, certainly, LensSmart. And even if you don't like what he has to say, I think you're going to like listening to him talk. So, AK, Jam, why don't you guys take it away?
Hello. Okay, give me 1 second. Can people see me or not?
Camera is, there it is.
There you go. Thank you, guys. Jim, are you on? Well, good afternoon all. I'm AK, the founder and CEO of LensSmart, and I'm virtually here with Jem, our co-founder and COO, whenever he comes off mute. And we stand for smarter lending. Now, we can all agree here, guys, the home buying journey and the lending process is painful. And here at LensSmart, we've built an AI-driven digital lending platform and coupled it with a home buying marketplace. Now, what that means for our community banks is we save you money, we save you time, and increase your profits. So you guys must be thinking, what is the problem? Like, I've actually gone through the home buying journey over 23 times. And now during those multiple journeys, we've noticed 2 separate issues. The mortgage process, we can all agree it's slow, manual, repetitive, and lacks communication. And the home buying journey, it's a black hole, time-consuming, stressful, and confusing. Did you guys know 68% of first-time home buyers are millennials who give up during the process? 75% of all home buyers want a digital experience. And over 50% of applications end up failing. And 55% of all mortgages were issued to first-time home buyers. So here's a current journey. It has a minimum of 16 steps, and each step can take days, weeks, and even months to move on to the next. And it's an average 60-day process. Now here's the LensSmart journey. 8 simple steps. Most happen instantly. We've actually taken a lengthy mortgage application process and cut it down into 10 minutes, giving the home buyer the power to close in less than 2 weeks. So you guys must be thinking, what is the solution? Simple, provide one digital experience. We've taken the home buyer through the mortgage application process and provide them a marketplace for all their home buying needs through one digital experience. Now, for our community banks, we're able to reduce the time to close on a loan, increase the number of loans processed, unifying all participants who are part of the home buying journey, and providing operational cost savings with an affordable digital solution. And for your home buyer, that true end-to-end digital experience. Now, here's how we make it all happen. we've created an ecosystem of real-time service providers, from instant verification of assets, income, employment, and identity. And by unifying all the advisors and experts to the LendSmart platform, we're able to speed up the process to close. Introducing the team, we have myself, Jem, and Kishore. We have over 56 years of industry experience, and we're made up of technologists, real estate agents, real estate investors, and loan officers. This solution has been truly built by the industry. Now, over to our demo. We'd love to show you how it all works. Jem, are you on?
Yes.
You want to take it away?
Sure. Thanks, AK. So your home buyer's journey starts by providing a property address or a location. And once they do, we can gather some information from that: property price, property taxes, HOA fees. Then they move on to a conversational style platform where they start answering questions that are required on a 1003 application. Our AI is working in the background as they're answering those questions to auto-populate that 1003 application. Then we give the homebuyer 4 different options to provide documentation and data. Let us do it for you, from cloud storage, their computer, or emailing pictures. Let us do it for you allows us to verify income, assets, and employment instantaneously. The consumer simply logs on to their financial institutions, where we gather the data and the documents required for the loan package. We give them access to their private cloud storage services, download from their computer, and provide a frictionless way of emailing pictures straight to the loan package. Then you'll see on the left-hand side, our AI at work. The documents go from gray to yellow to green. The AI is actually interpreting, analyzing, and creating the additional documents that are required for the loan package. As the AI is doing its work, the home buyer will start creating its own team of personal advisors and experts that can be found in their personal networks, professional and social, such as the realtor, the home inspector, the real estate attorney. We've also partnered with Lemonade that provides instant home insurance quotes and can be purchased right here. We've also partnered with Moved to provide instant moving quotes. Then the home buyer moves on to their personal dashboard, where they can truly get an understanding of the payment structure: principal, interest, property taxes, home insurance, even PMI. Also understand what loans they qualify for. Play around with the numbers so that they can truly understand debt to income ratio. We've also provided a high level view of the closing costs. What are the one-time fees? What are some of the prepaid expenses that are required? Then our AI has auto-generated the disclosures that are required for a loan. We've also used AI to create letters of explanation. And in this example, you can see there was a large deposit of $3,000 that the consumer had to explain. After the explanation and a signature, it becomes part of the loan package. Next, you're going to see the loan officer view. The loan officer has a high-level view of the application, details on the home buyer's team that they've created, the documents that's been provided by AI and the consumer, and the tasks that need to be completed. We've also unified all the participants in the home transaction on one chat platform. In this instance, you can see that the real estate agent is requesting a new pre-approval letter. The LO has simply dragged and dropped it into the conversation and sent it on its way. This truly answers 2 major pain points for the loan officer: lack of communication and ensuring that he can chase down the documents required for the loan. Thanks, AK. Back to you.
Nice one, Jem. Guys, as you can see, we truly provide a customer experience that is focused on the end-to-end journey for both the home buyer and the lender. And we're able to improve our community bank's accuracy, minimize your risk, increase the number of loans processed, and reduce your origination and operational costs. Our digital lending solution is for mortgages, refinance, home equity lines of credit, and we've recently added the SBA PPP application process. LendSmart provides both parties with a flawless solution the industry has been demanding. We'd like to thank you all, thank ICBA and the Venture Center and all its members, and together, let's make lending great again.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks, guys. You can go ahead and stop sharing your screen, okay? I think we're going to give one more shot to the FinCEN presentation.
Hi, I'm Moshe Terran, CTO and co-founder of FinCEN. I am pleased to welcome you to FinCEN's AI and machine learning powered bank dispute platform. FinCEN was founded by two successful financial services industry veterans. My partner, Aaron Lazor, CEO and co-founder, has 2 decades of C-level compliance and regulatory knowledge of really all aspects of the payment ecosystem. I also have 2 decades in C-level enterprise technology and have built successful startups from idea to sales. FinCEN's story begins with 3 years in dispute resolution research. By helping thousands of cardholders through the full life cycle of a card dispute, we witnessed 800 plus card issuers around the world, really in all different sized financial institutions. And we saw how these banks would take an average of 180 minutes to process each and every dispute. And this is a number that was confirmed by MasterCard. Now, those 3 hours at the bank were taking 46 days on average for the cardholder to receive feedback on the bank's decision. Imagine in today's digital age that you can make a digital payment, tap on pay even, or on online within seconds. But if you have a problem with that dispute, it's going to take you up to 46 days to get any type of response from the bank on what they're going to do with your request. What are the reasons that are causing the banks to spend so much time on each and every dispute? Let's have a look. First, Visa and MasterCard change their guidelines frequently, which makes it difficult for banks to keep up and to ensure even knowledge amongst all of their staff. If you've called your bank ever and they've said, we're going to put you on hold while they check something out, you know you're a victim of this issue. It is simply hard to follow up with Visa and MasterCard's rich and detailed guidelines. Secondly, operational inefficiency at the issuing bank is causing cardholder frustration. We witnessed this firsthand through many thousands of iterations. The end result is what we call back of wallet syndrome. The cardholders simply take that bank card and move it to the back of their wallet. Your community bank has just lost an otherwise happy customer, not to mention the potential for a social networking nightmare. The third main reason is that banks are spending on average $120 to process and decision each and every dispute. Let's let that sink in. That's an average of $120 while your community bank is processing each dispute. That's $1 million expense just in labor and handling for you to process 1,000 disputes at your bank. FinCEN's BDP will reduce this spending by an estimated 40%. And finally, the last of the major reasons is that community banks are burdened by invalid friendly fraud cases. They impact your bank's ability to process valid dispute cases. FinCEN's robust pre-dispute tools can invalidate these fraudulent claims before a chargeback is even started. So the BDP really answers these challenges with a 3-pronged approach. The first is what we call the digital dispute submission, which we'll take a look at in a minute. It's an algorithm-based and driven questionnaire with a document uploader that sticks and adheres very closely to Visa and MasterCard guidelines to handle all of your cardholders' debit and credit card disputes. Secondly, our AI machine learning engine scores each of these disputes based on the merits or the demerits of the claims and produces what we call the DON score, dispute or not confidence score. Thirdly, an optimal recommendation and an auto decision for each dispute is then produced based on the needs of each financial institution and can be passed on to your current CRM or if you'd like, you can use FinCEN's enterprise level case management system. So by implementing FinCEN's bank dispute platform, community banks can reduce the dispute workload by up to 80% while simultaneously reducing their expenses by 40% or more. These are numbers we are seeing in our pilots. It would also lead to improved client satisfaction. And in order to ensure to get the benefits as quickly as possible, we've made for an easy API integration into your systems. And that is what I call a clear win-win. Let's have a look and see how it works. Our card holder, in this case, is using her banking app and notices a card transaction which looks problematic. The card holder now quickly files a dispute using our digital dispute onboarding tool. We guide her with an algorithm-based questionnaire through a complex set of questions using Visa and MasterCard's dispute guidelines. She also provides a summary of the reasons which she believes she was overcharged or whatever other type of dispute she has, along with supporting documentation. The cardholder immediately receives a dispute resolution tracking number, which you'll see in a moment, and she can monitor the status of that dispute. You've just seen a dispute entered along with supporting documentation in real time in less than 1 minute. On the bank side, the digital onboarding tool can connect via easily with API, or you can use, as we said, our internal tracking system that we've built. And here's a look at the CRM. In this case, Paul, the bank dispute analyst, logs into the CRM, FinCEN CRM, and he sees a list of all the disputes that were passed through the bank in real time, including metrics which tell him how things were auto-decisioned by our DON score. If Paul wanted to see the specifics of the case, he would click on the file and he'd be able to look at the transaction data, as we just saw, and even supporting documentation right there on the spot. Our product keeps things simple and in one place. 3 hours of exploratory research were just cut down to minutes. Of course, FinCEN takes compliance seriously. Ensuring that banks can be compliant and meet the regulatory obligations, we've set up a robust list of reporting tools that are available, and here's a few of them that I'm showing on the screen here. So with all the uncertainty in the world today, one thing is for sure, with the increase in online commerce as a result, especially of today's situation, there will definitely be an increase in complex service-related disputes. You need to implement tools that make things easier for your bank, reduce your expenses, provide a better customer experience, and prepare your bank for the oncoming avalanche of disputes. Thank you, and I hope to speak with you all soon to get things started.
Okay, well, thank you, Moshe, remotely, anyone. And so, with that, that concludes the company presentations. We do have a few more speakers. We're going to start with James Hendren, who's going to tell you about Venture Center FinTech Fund and the way to get invested in these companies. And then Brian will tell you about the MVP award that we've selected to give to one of the participants in the program. James, are you ready?
Thank you, Daniel. I want to tell everybody about a special opportunity. The Venture Center runs a angel investment fund that's for each cohort, that is for each accelerator group. And this gives individuals the opportunity to invest in a group of these companies. The way it works is the money goes into the fund. There's an investment committee consisting of the 4 largest investors in the fund, plus then myself, James Hendren, who's the administrator of the fund. And we sit down and look at the companies and see who is getting good traction and who looks like they're going to have a great opportunity for the future. And the fund will invest in a subset of these companies. So this gives you the opportunity to invest in the companies that look like it's the greatest opportunity. We would love for you to be involved. Contact either myself or any of the Venture Center staff who can forward it on, and we'll get you more information and give you an opportunity for an upside in a market that's long-term and steady and not so up and down on a day-to-day basis. Look forward to a number of you joining the fund. Thank you, Daniel.
Hey, thanks, James. This is Brian. Let me jump in here. And right now I have the opportunity and really the privilege this year to award the MVP, or the Most Valuable Participant Award, to the 2020 ThinkTech cohort member who's just done an outstanding job over the last really 12 or 14 weeks, I think at this point now. I mean, really this award, we usually give it every year to a company that has taken advantage, really full advantage of the program, that has participated fully in the program and has made incredible progress throughout the 12 weeks of the program. And this year, the group that we're going to award it to has really just done that in spades. And the award itself, you know, it's not just bragging rights and a cool, sweet trophy to hang up on or to set up on your shelf, even though those things are really important. What also comes along with this MVP award is a $5,000 grant to send these companies to pitch at Innovate and the Innovate of their choosing. And so that is an incredible opportunity, and one that these companies that we've had go to Innovate, we've had 5 or 6 now Innovate Best of Show winners, and it's certainly been a great opportunity for the companies that have gone there previously, made that pitch, and it's really accelerated their business to get them out and exposed to just so many people in the fintech space, from investors to bankers, et cetera. And so, you know, this year, the team has really dug into customer discovery. I mean, really passionate about the problem that they're solving, and sitting down with these community bankers to really get inside their business and get inside the problem itself, because they're so passionate about solving it. And it's certainly a solution that's needed in the market, but their passion that they bring to it has just been incredible. And so they've done a number of POCs out of this accelerator program, and certainly I think they'll come out of here with a number of customers overall. And so this year, without further delay or ado, this year we'll award the MVP to LensSmart. And I really want to congratulate AK, Jem, and Kishore, who have just been an incredible force and team to be reckoned with. You all are just fantastic. We couldn't be more excited about the progress that you've made, and certainly where you all are going to go. And I see Wayne just put up he's got his picture of hitting the gong virtually here. So I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have an award to hand you, but cheers to you. I'm sure we will send it. It's sitting in the office right now. We'll send it at least priority mail that way we can make sure it gets to you safely. AK.
Well, I think, Brian, you've just done the impossible, and as you know, I'm a man of many words, and for once, I'm speechless.
Well,
we'd like to dearly thank the Venture Center, the ICBA leadership team, the community bank members who've actually helped shape our product, helped with customer discovery, assisted with our positioning, and honestly, truly understand the power of communities. So we'd like to thank you dearly from the bottom of our heart. Jem, do you have anything you want to?
No, just to say thank you to everyone involved, especially the Venture Center, ICBA, all the advice that we got from all the individuals, the guidance, and especially this cohort that also lent a helping hand in every step of the process. So thank you. We're really, truly appreciating this award.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. And now I'm going to hand it back over to you, Daniel.
Outstanding. Well, that concludes the festivities for the day. We certainly hope that you've all enjoyed hearing from these outstanding companies showcasing their cutting-edge technologies, purpose-built for community banks. I'm going to now share a poll with all of you. What you see in front of you, and I'll continue speaking, is, at least I hope you do. Okay, yeah, I've got it online, so you're good. A screen is a poll with the company names on it. Any and all of you would like more information on specific companies, you need to only check the box next to as many company names as you'd like, hit submit, and we'll be sure to invite you to another Zoom call or calls if you want to interact with multiple companies. The call will be just like this one, but with a much deeper dive into the individual company. We plan to host these follow-up calls in the coming weeks once things calm down a bit. So you've likely joined us today from your home office or living room, and you're not alone. During the call, looked at the panelist list, and on our call, we were shared by a few hundred people off and on through the course of the day, representing at least four fintech-focused venture capital firms, 20 banks, 6 continents, 3 core providers, multiple alumni companies from previous cohorts, hospital staff, institutions of higher learning executives, and C-suite executives from Fortune 500 companies, among others, all brought together through technology. And that's what great technology does. It brings people together. It gives them another way to connect. You know, in our position at the Venture Center, we see hundreds of fintechs every year, and many of them seem to think that their job is to disintermediate the people from the process. In other words, they want to replace people with technology. We've seen time and again that the market rejects that. Nobody wants it. These 9 companies you've seen today exemplify what we refer to as high-tech, high-touch. They augment the relationships the community banks have spent decades building. They do not replace them. Great technology brings people together. I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us today. It truly means a lot to all of us, especially in such trying times. If you've enjoyed this demo day, let me share another screen. I'm gonna have to open it. We'd invite you to join our newsletter list for the Venture Center. And as well as I've got my own personal email up here. I'm sharing it right now with you. And feel free to reach out to me directly with anything if I can be helpful to you, or if you'd like to interact with any of these companies, one-on-one or just in general. That's my own personal email. So that's all for today. We'll leave this up for a bit so you can gather the information. Thank you so much for joining. Until the next time, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other, and we will see you soon. Thanks.